This is going to lead me right to the fifth choice. For me, this was the most important, most critical point on my journey, but I wasn't ready to make it, this choice, until I made the other four. Finally, I chose to embrace my boundless capacity to give love. Love, the verb. And the example we were just talking about with community, I think, is like giving love and to receive the love that others want to give me. And I mean, sometimes I say it and I think people might think, oh, is that really hard? Like it was, and sometimes it continues to be hard, and it's a deliberate choice.
Yes.
So what I want to get in with you, when I say love, love the verb, the choice, the action, in your world, how does giving love, like, how does it manifest? Is there an example around you that you'd say this is an example of love the verb, giving or receiving?
Well, I think it actually speaks into directly what is happening in this next chapter of my life. Because as we talk about, like, that I've always wanted to be comfortable being uncomfortable, but really it speaks directly into that final idea of my capacity keeps growing to give love and receive love at a larger and larger scale. I think as people look at these 5 steps and all of these journeys, and as we get more comfortable being uncomfortable, really what we're pushing up against is exactly what you're saying, this vulnerability to keep expanding and opening ourselves to these new experiences, to give and receive love. However you want to see it, that's what's happening at this deepest level. And so what's happened now in this is that, the past, ever since the pandemic, I have been spending every moment of my life serving our, and receiving as much, from great experiences of training and working through thriving in chaos at this corporate level and traveling around the world, delivering workshops and keynotes. And it's been amazing, but it still wasn't enough for me. And so this year, starting in August, my husband and I, the journey started several months ago, and we've been trying to figure out what the next chapter would look like, because my youngest son is graduating from high school, and my older one is already in college, and my younger one has a great plan, and is all is good. And we actually applied and just received our invitation to serve in the Peace Corps. So for those, so for those of you who aren't familiar with the Peace Corps, or maybe have a little bit of a sort of different perspective of it, some people think, wait, I thought that was just for young people, or I thought that was some hippie thing that was in the 70s, and it's not. As a government program that, yes, was created in the 1960s for young people initially to go and represent America around the world and help with service projects, but it's hugely diverse and grown, and there's people of all ages, all sectors, all backgrounds that now apply and are invited to serve within the United States Peace Corps. And so Zach and I are actually leaving in August. We were invited to serve in Namibia, which is Southwest Africa, and our contract is for 27 months.
Oh my God, Corinne, I should have started the fifth choice at the very beginning of this interview.
No, because it's amazing, because
Oh,
you helped me even by me processing this through of what led me to this crazy idea, because
wow.
we're selling everything. We're selling our home. We're selling, everything. Essentially, we are putting a few things in storage, and I'm calling it my sabbatical of service. And I think it's exactly what you just spoke into, is because I'm ready to not only give love at this level, but I want to really put myself wide open to receive this experience, because I have worked and lived overseas for my entire career, but not at this capacity ever. And it is so uncomfortable for me. And Zach and I both have very different jobs that we're assigned to when we're there. My job is I'm the economic empowerment coordinator. So I'll be working on helping specifically women create entrepreneurship projects in economic development, which just, it makes me beyond excited. And, Zach's background in the military, and, he was also a medic in the military as well. So he has the health background, which I have too, but he gets to now serve as a health educator specifically around HIV prevention and management. And so I'm just beyond excited how all of the pieces are going to connect together. I have my own nonprofit organization now that leads other medical and training teams that are now going to be able to connect with some of the work that we're doing there. All of the CEOs and executive teams and amazing leaders like you that I've been working with all these years, I hope want to, either come to Namibia and invite, but also be part of this growth that we can help create community in a different way of developing, and educating on a new way and learning from each other. And so I kind of can't believe it. I'm still in shock. It's something now that I needed to be scared again, and I haven't been scared in a long time, and not scared but uncomfortable. I'm very uncomfortable, and I'm very excited at the same time. And there's obviously huge impact all over, positive and scary, to my family, to everyone. And to think about closing up your life for this long has been, and not knowing where you're coming back to is what I wanted to remove that security, to make it, I want to know what the experience is going to create. And I'm excited for people and you to follow along the journey as I keep uncovering it and working through it. Because even just the past few months of trying to decide, what do you even keep? Right? I'm putting some things in storage, but what is valuable? What's not? What about all my clothes? I mean, I know that's such a silly one, but for us living,
right.
What do you, I can't take this all, but I'm not going to save all of them either, or do you? And so it's just been this mental, fascinating experience, even just in the prep work, figuring this out. So that's my next chapter in wanting to really give this love and give of my time and my service, but more like, what is this? How is this going to open me up, and the community that I'm going to experience? Because we have to live within the community. Like, I'm not like it's not like the old days, like I'm in some great place and hotel and drivers. No, we live with the people. The first 6 months is like pure integration of language, everything. We don't have vehicles. We have to live on the same income as our community. I mean, it's like, yeah. I really just hope we have water in our house and I don't have to walk and get it. But
you'll keep us in the know along your journey.
We're trying to decide, how we're going to do that. Like, is it YouTube?
You will.
Yeah.
But you will, because you used the term closing your life, and then you said later open. And that is what I feel is what in fact you're doing, is not just opening your life again, bigger and broader, but because of that, you're going to open up the lives of all of those people that you interact with, including me just right now.
Totally.
So Corinne Hancock Scott, you are my inspiration. Thank you for saying yes immediately, for joining me on a Friday on video. By the way, I love the picture behind you, so we might have to discuss that. It was Lily with her horses.
Yes.
Everyone, thank you for being along this journey with me and Corinne as we shared her inspirational journey to enduring success, which is continuously going.
Thank you, Trish.
Thank you.
Mwah.
Thank you for joining me for this episode of the Choose and Become interview series. To check out more episodes, go to www.trishkendall.com/podcast, or go to any of your favorite podcast channels, including YouTube, under Trish Kendall Speaks, and you'll find this interview and more. Choose and become.